Welcome back to another Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail video, my friends, and this time we're actually leading a rescue force as the British to find troops that have disappeared into the jungle here. We suspect the Spanish may have taken them, but who knows, maybe even natives. Let's just jump in and see what we have to do. So we're going to leave the advance guard and reconnoiter the ground ahead. The main force and rear guard will follow shortly. We're starting off, of course, with just this rear guard. Let's hope this is sufficient. And our objective is to advance to the last known position of our task force. Now, as you can imagine, during this time of the Age of Sail, there are consistent, of course, issues with trade between many different superpowers. And in this case, a lot of the battles in Age of Sail, which I think appropriately, they actually take place during the wars between the British and the Spanish. The French would often join these wars too, and always fighting for control of these of the New World, essentially, of these potential trade hubs. So we're going to advance slowly here, of course, cautiously, and hopefully find some Spaniards and save our men. As far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any ships on this particular fight. And let me know in the comments down below. Do you guys enjoy battles with ships? Do you enjoy battles with infantry, or a mix of both? This game seems to have really a mix of all of those three, so I think that's quite good. Now we're going to keep on advancing, Farnaby, Chambers, Dalton as well, and see if we can't go ahead and pretty much stick to the forest. I don't want to stick to the road and eventually get to that position. It is a ways away, and we do have reinforcements coming, so let's just hope that those reinforcements arrive when we need them most. Now, like most of my videos for games like this and others, I like to show you guys the action, so we're going to stop here, and we will return when we get into our first gunfight. Alright, lads, our main force approaches, but we've also got quite a few Frenchmen here. Looks like a few skirmisher units that, excuse me, not Frenchmen, Spaniards. I keep saying Frenchmen because of the blue. Now, you've also seen the update here, guys. There has been a game update, and now we have that cone of fire similar to Ultimate General Civil War. Absolutely love that, which really lets us know how we're doing against the enemy and pretty much their position. Now, as our main force approaches, and we've got a bunch of men in this main force, some regular infantry as well, which we desperately need, these guys were going to march right up the road. I mean, I don't mind if they cut through the jungle, but at this point, the jig is up. They know what we're up to. I will keep advancing. I'm still advancing with Dalton here. I'm really leaving Farnaby and Chambers to deal with the enemy here. And look at this. They're actually going to go for a charge. Are they insane? I guess so. We might want to lead up with another charge with our Marines and just make sure those guys aren't going to come back. No, you know what? I changed my mind. There's more enemy Marines out here. We even need to bring Dalton back. There we go. Beautiful. We sent one of them on the run. Let's engage the others. We'll even leave the cover of the jungle to do it. I feel confident in our overwhelming firepower. The Spaniards are very used to beating up our other forces, so I can see why they're so confident now. I'm going to go ahead and charge and try to just wrap up this part of the battle. We still, of course, want to get there to that location as soon as we can. Get them, boys! Could even continue the fire, but I think we'll hold off because we're getting some friendly fire there. Just let our boys deal with them on the spot. There we go. And of course, we'll go ahead, retreat them, get them out of here. So they're going to stay put here. Now, usually, of course, if we had a main base, they would be sent back there and taken in irons to prison. Keep on pushing up, though, guys. I hope that that's the last of the skirmishers. A few dead bodies here next to the jungle. Definitely had a nice little gunfight, but that can't be the main Spanish force. They must have more. And our men continue to approach the beautiful Jolly Roger right there. Still nothing, as far as I can tell. We will keep pushing through the jungle. It's just the safest thing to do. Once we get to this lake, I feel like maybe we should stop all our forces and merge them together. Have one large fighting force. We'll, of course, first inspect to see if there are any enemies here on this road, and see what we can do there. As always, guys, you guys have been so helpful with this series, and I can tell you guys enjoy it. I'm constantly getting feedback on it, especially on the initial video I did. So please do what you did there. Hit that like button and drop a comment down below. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe, because these are the kind of games we love to play. I am going to charge that artillery, but we've got Spaniards here for sure, as you can see. No, you know what? I'm keeping my distance. Now we come to the main Spanish force. Quite a lot of men here. I think the only way to take them out might be a charge. Since they are in the jungle, they're in a much better position than we are. Let's go for it. We're going to go for Urquiza, and we better hope that Urquiza is going to be taken down by our muskets. I mean, our bayonets, I should say. Now, that's a regular Spanish unit. That's why we're concerned, and we're also taking friendly fire from our own men. We've got to charge Chambers in there. They're fighting well, but I think we might be able to rout them. There we go. Now, yes, we did get some friendly fire there. Let's focus our attack on the enemy artillery. I don't want the enemy artillery damaging our advancing army. Our regulars need an open path. Looks like the enemy prisoners are actually hiding behind their lines. I don't know if that's a jailable offense. Charge. Don't let them reload, boys. And there we go. They're going to get off their guns. We've got this. Now we want to try and maybe put some damage here on Soto. Another unit of Spanish regulars. Señores Soto, you are going to take fire. I'm surprised we actually did win against the artillery. There was a very close fight. It put our Marines down to 23 men. Not really an effective fighting force, to be honest with you. But it's better than no men, right? So we're going to push them forward as well. And engage Soto with everything we've got. Reload, boys. Dalton. So far, we haven't lost any commanders. That's a big bonus. Although it's frustrating that our Marines, unlike the enemy line infantry, they have to get really close to get these shots off. And I'm assuming, let's take a look here. We get the information about the rifles they're using. They're using percussion rifles. Let's see if our infantry are using something different. Yes. So they're using the Sea Service 38, somewhat better rifle. And this is probably why the actual distance is better for our riflemen. Now look at this Urquiza. This is the problem with these retreating units. He's coming back for more. We beat him once. We took out half of his men, but he wants to fight again. So we're going to try and bring some men back. I'm going to have to take Farnaby and try and start engaging. Otherwise, he's going to start getting flanking shots on us. It's already bad enough as is here. Chambers isn't making it much easier. Come on, Chambers. We need your rifles. And there we go. Our first group of Marines running off there in terror. The might of the English Empire is approaching. Come on, boys. Get in the jungle there. We could go for an old-fashioned charge, but I think I'll give them a few volleys before we do that. Pretty sure, even with the cover of the jungle, a volley or two will break these guys. I'm guessing. I'm going to move this guy up the road, our regulars, to engage Soto. Show them how proper regulars are supposed to fight here. Could actually get them to go on the double quick. Let's do it. As soon as we get there, I'll turn the double quick off. And now we simply engage. Sure enough, yeah, it was the right time because our Marines just took off there. The sailors. Not even Marines, just sailors. There we go. Yes! Beautiful flanking shot on Soto. Reload, boys. Look at that reloading. We need it to happen even faster, even faster. You know what, Farnaby? We need you firing on Soto as well. Now, we could risk some friendly fire here, but so be it. We've also got their gun crew, so if anything, we're risking hitting prisoners, which is not too much of a concern. All right, keep pushing forward, boys. If they run off to the side, we're not going to chase them through the jungle. That's insane. We just keep moving towards our objective. And, of course, try to stick to the woods. Getting up close to this sort of bayou area, that's where I'd like to stop all my forces. So, no, we'll rebuild that a little better. Something like that. Then we can really decide what to do. We've also got some supplies over here. I'm going to see if we can't grab them with our sailors. Usually supplies are pretty easy to grab, but I'm not sure if the supply system in this game is a bit different, because they've actually got a group of infantry with them. Do we engage them, or do they just automatically surrender? Let's see. Get them, Dalton. Our sort of irregular skirmisher troops. Nice shooting. I say nice shooting. They haven't scored a single hit. But give them time. Give them time. Push up even more. Got all of our prisoners here as well. I'm going to send Dalton. Again, I told you he was in a regular scouting force, but it looks like we can actually take these supplies. What I wanted to do is send him up here to get an eye on the situation. So far, I don't think a single commander has gone down, which is pretty damn good. We're going to have to cross this road. It's not something I want to do, but it's something we have to do. And I'd rather be in the jungle when we do it. So we're going to go ahead and push that way. And sure enough, look at that. It looks like we did get some supplies. We'll bring them with us to the front lines. Look at that. That is so cool. So they actually have to bring the carriage themselves. And I'm guessing since it's 17 men and not 50, it's going to take a little bit longer. It's a little slower than usual. That is really, really neat, guys. Well, we're approaching the area, folks, with our whole army, but I don't see any Spanish soldiers whatsoever. It's got me a little worried, to be honest with you. The camp is contested for 30 seconds, I believe, so hopefully they won't contest it, they won't push and try to take it, but there we go. We've spotted them. I got a feeling they would be around, but it's still a lot of the same men. Urquiza and Soto back for more, so we're going to have our regulars hold the center there. I'll bring up Chamberlain to watch that flank. But, of course, our main focus is going to have to be right here on the rest of the Spanish. Looks like Admiral has his own plans here to attack. Wouldn't necessarily be such a bad idea, but I think for now we should try to make the best use of our rifles.
Ready.
Gotta set these guys up more like this. Get them on the double quick, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Now, these are actual Royal Marines, not just sailors. They actually have pretty good skill at firing. There we go. Got a nice, heavy, steady fire on the enemy. This is what we want. Prepare to fire. And as you can see there, in that volley, only 3 kills. Only 3 kills. It just goes to show you, obviously these are not weapons as effective as the weapons we use today. We're using, of course, musket balls here. So, of course, not as accurate. We're still racking up those kills, and that's what's important. I think we can bring the Marines here for a charge, a nice flank charge, and we'll attack with Admiral as well. So we're attacking them on multiple flanks here. I'm hoping this is going to be sufficient. And sure enough, they are routing. But it looks like Soto is getting a little too big for his britches, and he's actually going to try and assist his friends. I'm going to let him go ahead and charge our men. Of course, we'll get Farnaby here in the fight as well. And it's great to see some Spanish regulars surrendering. The camp was found empty. Our men should be considered dead or captured by the Spaniards. Our scouts have reported that more enemies are approaching. We're in a trap and must defend our position. The Spanish attack is imminent. We must hold the ground and repel the attackers. Our rear guard is delayed. Let's hope that we have not lost their way in the bad weather and will soon arrive. Guys, we've got a hell of a fight about to happen here. So, of course, we're bringing everybody back to the center. And we just want to hold this central area. Even moving our guys to the forest would be a little dangerous, I think. We don't want to leave this area almost at all. So I'm going to set these guys up like that. I'll get Ligonier. I'll try to get them in the woods so they still get that defensive bonus. Chamberlain, also, will keep him in the woods. And for Milne, the regulars, we're just going to have to decide what to do with them when the time comes. Put these Marines over here in the woods as well. And as for Farnaby, there we go. They're approaching. They are approaching. Start firing. There's not many of them as far as I can tell yet, but there will be more on the way. What I'm really going to try to do is get that supply, the guys holding the supply wagon out of here. But I'm going to hold my position. I will bring the regulars down because they're damn helpful. And they haven't lost a single men yet, but they've got 20 kills. Just goes to show you the fighting spirit of these English regulars. Of course, we're going to have another unit there to watch that area. So we'll take Busby and the Marines. I really want to get some shots at Vasquez. This is a new unit, of course. And I think taking down Vasquez would definitely give us some breathing room. Might have to force Milne to fire on La Roca. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case, but he's refusing to retreat, so there we go. Now we've completely routed him, and why wouldn't we? With a devastating shot from our infantry. Let's take on the enemy sailors here. I think they're just sailors and not Marines. We're going to take this group of sailors to just keep an eye. As you can see, yep, sure enough, we've got more enemies approaching. So we'll take Dudley to engage with his Marines. Fight against Vasquez continues, and I'd rather get an additional unit firing, so let's get Ligonier there to take up position. And what's this? Look, our reinforcements, our rear guard, guys. They are on the way. This is great. A beautiful sight. If they can get here on time, they can save our boys from certain death. We know the Spaniards did not treat our compatriots well. In fact, they killed them. So we know that if they win this battle, they're going to show the same lack of mercy to us. We must beat them. Barnaby. Try to get out of doing your job, son. We might have a slight game issue there, because I'm not seeing Farnaby. Alright, Vasquez. We could do a charge. I mean, considering our men are so close, but look at that. Why do a charge when your line infantry can break the will of the enemy? And let's just take a look here. So we've had 59 kills, 14 deaths. 14 good Englishmen died. But it was for a good cause. It really was for a good cause. Somehow Farnaby mixed up with the enemy prisoners. And is kind of like, I guess, guarding them. Alright, more Spanish troops have arrived. That's bad news. And these guys are coming from the north. Definitely what we didn't want to happen. We'll bring Chamberlain in. Obviously, Busby's going to be in charge of stopping them, but we'll bring Chamberlain to assist. They're not going to be coming from here unless they land on boats. And we've also got Aylmer here, so let's have Aylmer also open up. They're out in the open. This is the best time to engage them. They're going for the charge. Whoa. They only managed to kill one of them. And Ensign Aylmer is wounded. So we finally did lose one of our commanders. He's just an ensign, let's be honest, and I don't care about the friendly fire. I've got a Longshanks perspective on this one. I mean, sure, we'll hit our men, but we'll hit theirs as well. And in this particular battle, I think that's quite important. So it's just Marine reinforcements and sailor reinforcements, but again, in a battle like this, they are extremely useful. Nice volley there from the tree line, and I hope Vasquez has learned their lesson not to return to this battlefield. Okay, we've got some Regulares surrendered, but those are our... Actually, no, they saved their own men. They saved their Regulares, the prisoners we had here. So now we absolutely need to go ahead and send as many men to stop their push. The prisoners have been released. And after this, we might not be able to take any more prisoners. They've shown us that they're not going to be loyal prisoners. I don't know. Let me know what you guys would do in the comments down below. If you were able to recapture men like this, would you have them executed? I don't think so, because I think the prisoner's job is always to escape. Nonetheless, it is quite frustrating. There we go. Noboa is very close to breaking, and he's really the strongest one of their units currently. We're getting flanking fire over here. We might want to move Milne up, although look at this. These are actual Spanish regulars. I don't think we can leave this area. We have to hold. Let's just hope Chamberlain will be able to spot any enemies trying to come in from this area. Right, there we go. Beautiful. One group down, and I'll just, to be safe, I'm going to move Ligonier here. That guy's got to be French. That is not a British name. Kabmani is really our biggest threat. Prepare to fire. We're also not sure how many rounds we have left. Well, actually about half our supply should be enough for quite a few more volleys, actually. And indeed, Farnaby is also firing at Kapmani. I don't want him firing at Vasquez right now. Like I said, this is the main threat. If we had some artillery, it would work perfectly against their unit. Now look at this, guys. Lopez. We've got Lopez coming in here. And they also have cover in the trees. I don't know, that looks like a situation where we might actually have to advance and try and win in close combat here. Look at this! More enemies advancing. It's Soto and Noboa, the rest of the guys. And you know what? Actually, it looks like the enemy might advance, so maybe we'll hold our position. You can see that we're not doing any damage. I'm charging. I'm charging. I'm hoping that we can overwhelm them here. Not sure, though. Because, again, our units are not as strong as that unit of Marines, but they are dropping quick. And we've also got Kapmani running. Don't chase them, Milne. That's exactly what they want us to do. We're going to bring Milne back to the center once again. And yes, we managed to beat back Lopez. But now Urquiza, with his just 20 men, is being a bit of a pain. So let's deal with him. We'll send Dudley over here to try and engage enemy Marines as well. But man, look at the desperation on the Spaniards here in what we're going to call the Battle of the Bayou. They are fighting as hard as they can to retake this area. Fire away, boys. I actually saw some tracers there from the musket balls. I know musket balls don't have tracers, but the path of the musket balls. Marines, those bayonets ready. Enough. Kill them. Didn't get them to retreat, but looks like we scared them off. And look at this. One of the enemy units actually in the bayou itself, firing back at us. He's insane. But I think we pretty much have this area covered. We could put Milne over here just to make sure the enemy doesn't flank us. I doubt they're going to flank us from this position, though. Let's move Dudley forward. That's a fresh unit there, Lopez. And Kapmani has returned, so the enemy regulars have returned. Excuse me. All this gunpowder makes me want to sneeze. Is that enemy artillery? I was worried about that. Let's see if Busby can stop that before it becomes a problem. With a name like Vasco, almost certainly a Portuguese unit. You traitors. Very Portuguese name. Look at this. We've got Vieira again. He just can't get enough of this swampland. And some of our men have actually stepped into the swamp just to fire. Hey, whatever works, I guess, right? But that doesn't work. You can see we're taking a lot more hits than we're dishing out. It's just very bad positioning. Then again, they have very few units, so I'm going to try to make the best of that. Finally starting to run low on ammo. It took a while, but we finally got there. And we have managed to rout a unit. Let's see if we can also rout Soto here. Also going to have Busby charge into Vasco. The last thing we need are enemy artillery pieces near us. Alright, there you go, Weston. You've done great with that first attack. Look at that Weston here, the Ginger. He's amazing. He's an excellent infantry commander, or in this case, sailor commander. And these are some very rough sailors. These guys are definitely heavy drinkers, although they just took a nasty little hit there. Now let's focus on Kapmani. And Farnaby can come back here. He's only going to be useful in melee. Although, just like Ultimate General Civil War, when your units run out of ammunition in this game, it doesn't mean they can't fire anymore. It just means that they're looking for rounds to fire, they're looking for discarded gunpowder, so it takes them a lot longer to reload and fire, which is obviously a problem. Here we're also being flanked, so I am going to fall back. I hope that was the correct button to fall back. No, we took a route, not fall back. That's okay. We're all right. Let's just set up here, and we'll set up here as well in the woods, actually engaging the enemy. It looks like they're going to try to flank attack. Hopefully we can turn in time. We're going to have to do a counter charge. Receiving a charge like that just ain't going to work. And you know what? Since Farnaby also can only attack here, look at that. We can also retake this supply. Hey, you know what? 2 birds with 1 stone. Farnaby needed ammunition. Although, yeah, actually, that's full supply. So we're going to bring that right here in the middle. And hold this position. Now, boy, you really want to get shot at again? All right. I feel like the Spaniards are starting to lose a little bit of confidence here in their ability to win this battle. They still but got Kabani, though. That's, of course, the group of regulars. And I think that's the only reason they haven't completely given up. We'll actually fast forward there a little bit, just to get that fight going. I'm going to move Ligonnès. And yes, for anybody wondering, there is a fast forward button, as you can see. We'll move Milne over here. Pretty much just awaiting those regulars. All right, pass out the ammunition. Good work, boys. Let's get Dudley over here to engage their sailors, and we'll do the same with Farnaby. Got some friendly fire going on. Be careful, boys. Be careful. You know what? I feel much safer with our infantry units over here in the woods. Kabmani has to be close, but how close, I'm not sure. I get the feeling he's going to have to push on this road, but what if he tries something really sneaky and goes behind us? I don't know. It's got me worried. Let's keep the enemy gun crew here in the center so they don't get saved, as they have been many times before. But I think that's going to be a victory, guys. I'm hoping that that's going to be a victory there. I don't see any more Spanish advances. We see a whole bunch of dead Spaniards here because of that assault and subsequent defense. And I'm hoping that that's it. I'm hoping that we come away with a big win. Don't see any sort of movement here. The Gators in that Bayou are going to be awfully happy there, and not bad. So that is a victory, my friends. 317 infantry lost on our side, 261 on the Spanish side. These are the different units and the kills they got, and also the officers' report. It looks like we got out of this one without any officers hurt. An ensign is barely an officer. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. We always need more subscribers on this channel. We're a niche strategy channel. In fact, we're a sub-niche strategy channel. So please do help us out. Thanks again, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Glory to the English Empire.